Early extension. If you don't know what it is, it's very damaging. It's, in essence, when we get to the top of our backswing, we kind of lose our posture. Why do we want to keep our posture? Because it helps us stay on top of the ball and move our swing circle around on a more efficient sort of plane and less variables. We think, okay, I don't want to do that. So they think, I'm going to keep my head still and I'm going to sort of stay on top of it this way. What happens then, we kind of have a swing that's very sort of armsy, too static with the body a little bit, because we're trying to stay down on it a bit more. That sucks as well. We need a simple feel that doesn't require tons of practice. In actual fact, I used it with a student when we were playing a few holes the other day. It fixed him instantly. I'm just going to use this to help emphasize what I'm showing you. I'm going to put it behind me so it's just touching my rear end, my left side, which is my lead side. What happens is, let's say this was a wall, I would be coming off it. We want to try and maintain contact. But there's so many things that are happening when we're swinging. It's very difficult to not give ourselves something that's specific, but also not too detrimental to the whole overall swing. Because if I just said, keep your backside on the stick here, as I showed you earlier, we just end up moving our arms a little bit. We kind of stay too static. We need it to have momentum and movement still. I'm going to show you a little trick to really emphasize this, especially on the course. But before we get there, we want to try and have a feel that allows the tailbone, the pelvis, to sort of stay down and back. So what I'm feeling is actually my backside, rather than the swing thinking about my arms or anything, I'm actually just thinking about my backside turning and falling back this way. Okay, it's turning and falling this way. That is the swing. I'm feeling this movement all the way back and through, okay? Trying to maintain that on the stick. If you don't have that, doesn't really matter. I just want you to emphasize it. Now, once you sort of rehearse that little movement, keeping the tailbone down and back, if that's a little bit difficult for you, which it probably is for many of you because we have tightness in the hips, we're not as flexible as we used to be. I know that. I truly know that. But I know it's applicable for many of you, and that's why we end up standing up a little bit. So we have to find a little couple of cheats, if you will. Number one, I talk quite a lot about flaring the lead foot out, okay? So you can actually get through the ball a bit easier. But unfortunately, and this is why golf can suck at times, having this foot flared that way can lead to more sort of movement that way, which means I'm actually sliding a little bit closer to the ball, closing my gap. So what's the opposite of that? Where do I want to go? Well, I showed you we want the pelvis sort of moving backwards this way. How do I get there? I turn this in just a little bit more so it's square, and that's going to help me sort of fall back onto my heels a little bit this way. It's almost like I'm pushing that way to fall this way. And that, coupled with the main trick I want to give you, is going to be gold. Number two, we're going to feel that we're going to raise the toes up from the top of the swing as we make our way back down. We're keeping the pressure in the heels, in this heel and this heel. And that's going to help me sort of sink backwards this way and lower my chest there. It's almost feeling like I'm going a bit more diagonally rather than this way. It's not so much I'm pushing through the ball, I'm actually feeling like I'm falling and pulling this way. My hips, my tailbone is what's guiding me. But here's the trick. If I lift up my toes, okay, at the top of the swing, my pressure in my feet and everything, the dynamic changes completely. It enables me to stay back. My center of gravity is less likely to go this way, meaning my knee's not going to kick out as much if I was on my toes. It's going to help me feel like I'm falling back this way, just curling up my toes in my shoe. And it's a tiny little tweak, but it really does change the momentum, the sequence of your swing, to stay in those angles and to stop that early extension. So when you kind of think about all of these things, trying to piece it together, never hit a full shot. I mean, you can use this right on the course if you need to, but I want you to feel that you're just falling back this way a little bit more. okay, as you release through. Feeling like we're falling back this way onto the heels. It's a very subtle movement, okay? It's a very subtle movement, and you just practice a few little mini shots first. Start training that and you'll get a different sensation to generate power this way rather than that way. Effortless power, more consistency, and just a bit easier. Try it. Lift your foot up and let me know how you get on. Now, check out this lesson now, because now you're going to be hitting the ball better. You need to capitalize on your short game. This is going to help you. See you next time.